Hello, and welcome back to Bloodfest, the podcast. I'm your host, Nate. Y'all know me. And I'm joined today by Casey. Say hi, Casey.
Hey, everybody.
Joey, who refuses to be on camera, and that's because he's wearing something ridiculous and people would make fun of him. We're also joined by our good friend Josh, who is always dapper and suave. So, hey, listen, before we get into anything else, Josh, I know our listener is dying to hear about the dead body upstairs. Do we have any more news?
Yeah, actually, I think it's pretty much wrapped up.
Like the morbid fuck I am.
You sick bastard. So, anybody that missed it last week, apparently we had a leak in our bathroom. So it was coming from upstairs, and it was like a brownish, reddish liquid, which is, always good. So we called the maintenance and had them come over and check it out. Ended up being all sorts of fire trucks and police officers and detectives, and it was a great big deal. We ended up not being able to figure out exactly what happened until a couple of days later, because they closed our maintenance ticket and said it was fixed, which, of course, it was not. Because we had blood all over the floor. So they came back, and finally we found out that a guy slipped and fell in the shower and died upstairs. So
Nice.
There you go.
Nice. Well, okay, but that's what the police are telling you, is that it was a slip and fall in the shower. But if I learned anything from watching giallo films, it's that the police are bumbling in the dark, and this could be a murder. There could be a killer loose in your building.
Yeah, and in typical giallo fashion, I should go upstairs and check it out, but then I wouldn't be on the podcast anymore.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You have to watch out for the man with the black gloves. All right.
Exactly.
So guys, Jesus, I can't believe you had someone die upstairs. And
it's pretty great.
Yeah.
And they spray painted the ceiling, so it's like it never happened.
It never happened. It never happened. Well, but you luminoled everything. So
luminoled everything. It was very, very bright. The luminol worked. There was blood everywhere. And just for shits and giggles, I turned around and sprayed the door, which was in no vicinity whatsoever to the big stain, and it was also covered in blood.
Jesus, what happened in your apartment?
I'm gonna say it's not weird. It's not weird. So my bathroom is probably covered in microscopic blood too.
Semen.
You cut yourself shaving. Sometimes.
And it spurts on the door.
If you're Joey, you have bloody diarrhea. It gets everywhere.
That's after a night of eating Taco Bell.
That is after a night of eating. Well, they
which I just had.
They make those
you'll be
Dorito
regretting
Locos
that.
tacos. Those will give you bloody diarrhea. It's in the ad.
This episode has been brought to you by explosive diarrhea.
Courtesy of
Brought to you by Taco Bell.
So anyway, Taco Bell, if you're listening, we'd love for you to sponsor the show.
Oh, speaking of which, I finally got the Mexican pizza that came back the other day, and
Yuck.
I'm over it. I don't need it anymore. I don't know. It's not what I remember.
It's like McRib. You only want it because they take it away from you. Once you get it, you realize this isn't good. I don't know why I want this. Plus,
I'll probably still eat it, but
plus you don't drink anymore, so Taco Bell just doesn't have the same cachet. It's different now. So how was everyone's week? Anyone have anything exciting to talk about other than Josh's dead body upstairs?
No, I don't think anything exciting really, but Joey gave me a 55-inch TV and stand this weekend, so that was pretty sweet.
Props to Joey.
And I got some movie in exchange.
Yeah, and as you can see behind me, I hooked up my Steam Deck to it and was playing some PC games on it.
What'd you play?
I was playing Mortal Kombat 11.
Nice.
Nice.
And then I hooked up my PlayStation 2 and played some MotorStorm Arctic Edge on it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I hooked the Roku up to it. I haven't really watched anything on it yet, but yeah, I appreciate it, Joey. It was a good deal.
Yeah, that worked out for the both of us.
So Joey has a habit of just, I don't want this anymore. You want it? So that's one of the reasons we love it.
Well, there's actually a reason for it. So I actually have a projector. It's kick-ass. That's what I watch movies on. So I ended up just last night ordered a 120-inch projection screen and a sound system. So that's basically going to take up the whole width of the living room. So I had to get rid of that TV and the stand because that's where that projection screen's going to go. So I had to get rid of it.
That makes sense. Well, and I was going to say, when it comes to Joey giving away stuff he's done with, Josh, didn't he give you a girlfriend once?
A couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you
I
think
married her.
came from?
So what
Yeah,
else is
he
going on?
handed her off to me, and I just moved. Just like, I'm out of here.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
But enough about herpes.
God.
Which is awful
wrong
because
with
she's
it.
one of our 2 listeners, so I'm going to be sleeping on the couch for the foreseeable future.
We're up to 4. We're up to 4. At the end of the show, we're going to give a shout-out to our actual patrons who are giving us money. There are people giving us money, which tells you something about the terrible state of the world.
We are going to be rich enough to retire soon.
Oh, God, yeah. We'll get into it.
The next
We'll get
1,000
into it.
years.
Yeah, we'll get into it. It's
Something
awful.
like
It's awfully
that.
good. Yeah, yeah. All right, all right. So, Joey, other than the excitement over setting up your new projector stuff, how's your week been? Anything exciting?
Actually, the last 2 days, I think I've gotten more movies in the last 2 days, and generally I don't get this many movies. I think I ended up with 18 movies just since Friday, so I came across a Phantasm complete set. Walmart had it, $25. Honestly, I'm not sure if I've ever seen the movies.
I don't know how you haven't seen Phantasm.
It may be one of those that maybe I saw it way back when I was younger and I just don't remember. But also picked up the Amityville Horror, which is really fucking sweet.
Yeah, well, and you
The
got the Vinegar
Slip.
Syndrome one, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Vinegar
yeah.
Syndrome and the Slip, the art on it is just absolutely incredible. I'm completely in love with it. And then I got a bunch of movies I ordered off Hamilton Book, Ghost Month. I've never heard of it. It just looked and sounded interesting. This one we all know, Misery with Kathy Bates and James Caan, whatever. And then the original When a Stranger Calls, which you got first, and then
Yeah.
Casey and I went to Vintage Stock yesterday, and I was like, oh, sweet, they have it.
Yeah.
So got that.
It's got Carol Kane. I love Carol Kane.
And then this one also came from Vintage Stock, which is a J.J. Abrams and produced by Steven Spielberg, Super 8.
Fun movie.
Incredible movie. I seem to recall the ending was kind of stupid, but it's been a long time since I've seen it. And then another movie, I think this is one Casey gave me in exchange for the TV, Final Contagion.
I've not heard of that. Is that, hey, Casey, you know that?
It's really good. I'd never heard of it either when I picked it up, but it's very gory. I mean, it's about basically like a spread of some like flesh-eating disease, and like it's like several different stories. So it's kind of like an anthology, but they're all like tied together. But there's a lot of puking and flesh peeling off, and it's.
I can
it's
get
great.
on board with that.
So is it the sadness level of gory, or?
No, I don't think it goes
Okay.
quite that far,
Okay.
but it's getting there. But yeah, that one's probably the most gory thing I've seen in recent memory.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
This
It's pretty
is
extreme.
another one that came from Casey, which is from Wes Craven, Summer of Fear, which stars Linda Blair. I've never seen or heard of that. And then this one I'm pretty sure is not horror, but also came from Casey, called Game Night with Jason Bateman.
Oh
and
yeah, that's funny.
Rachel
Yeah.
McAdams, which Rachel
that's a good
McAdams, she's pretty hot.
Yeah. Well, so is Jason Bateman, really.
And then
Yeah,
this
he's-
one, Becky, it has Kevin James in it who plays a villain. I did watch this, but for my memory, it's kind of one of those movies that left me with more questions than answers, and just like, I think he did a pretty good job as a villain, but I don't know. I seem to remember I was just frustrated with it.
I think you need to watch it again because I don't feel like it leaves much unanswered. But yeah, it's Kevin, the King of Queens playing a Nazi is crazy.
Yeah, he
and
did
then
a good job.
The main character Becky is an awesome character.
Yeah, and you really root for her to kick his ass and kill him, and so I don't know. I'll have to watch it again, and then of course another one. I actually bought this one from Casey, which is the John Carpenter's The Fog, the original. It's a collector's edition. Then VHS, I got that off Hamilton Book.
Nice one, yeah.
Screaming Skull, never seen it, never heard of it, but the art on it is just fucking incredible. I bought it based on that alone.
It's a fun movie, and if you die while you're watching it, they will pay for your burial.
Well, shit, get me a gun. Another one I never heard of, which also came from Hamilton Book, Bloodthirsty Butchers. Again, the art on it is just, it was incredible, and I was like, yeah, that would be a good buy.
That's an Andy Milligan film. Casey, have you seen that one? Don't you have that Andy Milligan?
I do have it in the Dungeon of Andy Milligan box set from Severin, but I haven't watched it yet. I really haven't tore into that box set. I really need to get on it. I've heard a lot about it prior, but I haven't checked it out yet.
And then another one also came from Hamilton Book. This stars Sarah Michelle Gellar, which I have seen this before. It's just been a long time, called Possession, which comes from the executive producers of The Ring and The Grudge.
So you haven't seen that one?
I've seen that one. It's been a while.
Okay.
And
I was disappointed.
And then
With
another
Sarah
one
Michelle
I've never...
Gellar in it?
Yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I was very disappointed when I saw it.
And then another one I never heard of, but again, the art on it was pretty kick-ass. It came from Hamilton Book, called Super Beast.
That looks interesting. I don't know that one either, but it looks interesting.
And then from the producers of the Saw franchise, it's called The Shed.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that one.
And that's pretty much it for at least my recent purchase. And like I said, all those I got in the last 2 days. I've never gotten that many movies in that short of time span, so probably hold off on movies for a while.
I know. I think you bought more than me.
Yeah, you're buying movies like me or Casey at the moment.
Pretty much. Which Hamilton Book, like, anybody who's never gone to that site, like, movies are crazy cheap, so you can get a shit ton of movies for like $50.
Yeah,
it's like the Taco Bell of movie shops.
Yeah,
and not like knockoff movies that you never heard of. Like, they have reputable, great movies on there.
Yeah, they do. They're great. I think I'm guessing that it's like overstock, like like because the prices that you see, it's just insane. So.
And then there's a shit ton of movies I've watched, which we can get into after Casey and Josh. But I've watched a lot of movies the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I know. This is freaking me out. Joey watched movies.
I haven't watched as many as you have, I don't think. Well, I mean, I know I wasn't on the last one because I wasn't feeling well, but I haven't watched very many over the last couple of weeks. I've been just doing other stuff, playing Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 beta, and other games. So I just really haven't been watching a lot of movies. I did watch my wife and I finished the Dahmer series on Netflix.
Yeah. So that's called excellent. Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, and I won't watch it because of that. They could have called it any one of those three things. Any one of those three things. Call it Dahmer, call it Monster, call it the Jeffrey Dahmer story. You can't call it Dahmer, Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story.
Yeah, that's weird. I guess I didn't even notice. It's really good, though. I think you're missing out. It's excellent. I finished that, and then I watched my Poltergeist and Amityville 4Ks. Yeah. Both of them excellent.
Yeah, Poltergeist was it still holds up to this day as a creepy movie.
The 4K of that too, so I'll be watching that.
Like the most iconic line in there is Carol Ann, "They're here," which if you ever watch the remake, it's going to absolutely piss you off because in the remake, it's like they're here. It's like you butchered one of the most iconic fucking lines from that movie.
Yeah, they wasted it.
That's creepy.
They wasted it. But that entire remake was garbage.
Oh,
they didn't understand anything about what they were doing.
Yeah. The I watched Deathcember, which was terrible. I didn't make it all the way through. I think it's a 2.5 hour movie, and it's got 26 films, I think, in it, like short films. You know, Christmas horror related, but it's not anything. It's not good at all. It was complete trash. And then the Amityville Curse, which Vinegar Syndrome, one of their partner labels, just announced. I watched that, and it was complete trash.
Okay. So on that one, I saw you said it's got a 2.9 on IMDb. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
that is totally an unfair rating. That is an unfair rating. That movie is easily a 3.1.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times I don't really judge the movies based on the score, but if they're like a 3 or below, they're probably going to be crap.
Yeah.
But I've watched a lot of stuff that was like 4s on there, and I thought were amazing. So you can't always go by it, but if it's that low, it's probably not worth bothering. And then I watched my In the Folds of the Flesh from Mondo. I got to say, I was kind of falling asleep during some of that. It was late at night, and I was just tired, and so I kind of need to rewatch it because I think I missed some stuff. But it was pretty good. Giallo film, Spanish Giallo, I believe. And then Don't Deliver Us
El
from
Giallo.
Evil. Yeah, El Giallo. But then Don't Deliver Us from Evil. Pretty raunchy movie. It was really good.
See,
it's just about couple girls causing a lot of trouble and being, I don't know.
I have both
naughty.
of those ordered. They've shipped, but they have not come to me yet, and I'm dying.
Weird. Wow. And then the third one I got from them was the Haunted Turkish Bathhouse, which I went to play and it didn't play. And then they announced that there was a problem with the disc. So the guy's working. I think it's a one-man shop. Mondo is.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he's working on getting it repressed and shipped out to everybody. So, and then I bought some things just on the spur of the moment from Diabolic. I bought Blood and Black Lace because they said that was back in stock, a limited amount. I think I've seen it, but I don't really remember much about it. But it's rated pretty high. And then Death Weekend, I know I've seen that before. That's a good one. Curious Female is a blind buy, and then Mark of the Devil is a blind buy. And then I also ordered Oasis of the Zombies, and then from I don't remember where I ordered these from, but it's Mark of the Witch, Gas Pump Girls, and then Redeemer, Son of Satan, which I've seen the last two. I haven't seen Mark of the Witch, but it looked interesting. But, yeah, that's about it. I'm still waiting on some pre-orders that I ordered together that haven't shipped, like the Fog 4K Steelbook, The Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, and I Know What You Did Last Summer 4Ks. And then I'm going to think about buying some stuff from the Shout sale. They got a sale going on until I don't know when. I think it's like October 7th. And then and then Kino has a sale going on until the 17th, which I might buy some stuff from there too, because they've always got excellent stuff for cheap. But that's about all that's going on in my world for movies.
I gotta be careful with that Shout sale because every time I go to look, I keep adding more stuff to the list, and I could just spend like $800 there.
I know, yeah. Plus they're doing that free T-shirt if you spend $100, so that doesn't help.
Oh no! Free
What about you,
T-shirt. I want
Josh?
to spend $1,000.
Did you get? No, but it's for every.
It looks cool.
You do one order for
Well, that
$100,
helps.
get a T-shirt. Do your second order for $100, get a T-shirt. So you do 10 orders.
I can go to
Yeah,
Walmart and get a
10
T-shirt for
t-shirts.
$5.
So Josh, you pick up anything cool?
Yeah,
Watch anything cool?
yeah, I got the actually I got the Army of Darkness because I ordered it from Scratch Factory instead of Diabolic. But I probably should have done that. I don't know. It had a little scratch on it, but I don't think it's anything I'm going to worry about because they didn't scratch their name in it or anything. But haven't watched it yet, but I was really excited about it. And it came with the poster, so because I'm a nerd. I did not want the pins though, which is a $30 difference, so
That's
I didn't worry about
insane.
that. That was stupid. But and I got vintage stock order. Not order. I went to vintage stock and I got the Dead Zone, just because it was used and it was cheap. And and had a slipcover because you can't get a movie if you don't have a slipcover, right?
Yeah, no.
But-
I personally just collect slipcovers. I normally throw the movies away. So
It's true.
Because they're garbage. They're all garbage. You live and die by streaming services, right?
Yep, exactly, 100%.
Also at Vintage Stock, I picked up the Florida Project off of this whole A24 thing. I think that might be one of my favorite ones off the whole thing that I've watched. And I just saw it, and it was used for like $12, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
So that was worth it. And then from Amazon, I got Sea of Love with Al Pacino. Hadn't seen it yet. It was $10.
So underrated movie. Honestly, I really like that movie. I don't think it has a great reputation. It is kind of a neo-noir, and what's her name that's in it? I'm a
Ellen Burstyn.
Barkin. Ellen Barkin.
Barkin. That's right.
Ellen Barkin gives an amazing performance in that, and honestly, Pacino gives a good mid-career performance too. Yeah. So I mean, you kind of have to split him into three eras: the early career where he was one of the giants of film, the mid-career where he was very workmanlike and good, and the late career where he mostly is just a parody of himself.
There you go. Yeah. And it's got John Goodman in it, so
yeah,
anything with him, and it's got to be gold, right?
Yeah, 100%. Goodman adds at least 1.5 stars just by showing up.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for everything I bought because I don't buy much. But we'll see what happens after I get a bonus check from my job. I scared everybody on Facebook by saying I was terminated. That was fun. Everybody got mad at me for a while, but I just switched jobs, so they're gonna pay out my PTO, so I'll have some movie money. I mean rent money.
Rent money.
If my wife asks me.
Buy groceries. No, hon, I bought steak.
But yeah,
and
then
it came with a slipcover.
This came with a slipcover, and I threw the groceries away.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, as for streaming, I saw well, not streaming, but I saw Fall this week finally.
Yeah,
and I liked it.
One.
It was. Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything about it, but it was a really decent watch.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared or not prepared. I wasn't excited for it at all, but I was wrong.
Yeah, no, it's quite good. I mean, it's not life changing. It's not one of those movies that I'll think.
It was
about
for them.
Oh well, yeah. No, I watched on Shudder. I watched a movie called Sissy last night. Watched that. I don't know if any of you have seen it or heard of it.
Nope.
Girl reconnects with her childhood best friend and gets invited to a bachelorette party weekend at a house up in the hills, and one of the other people there is her bully from when they were children, and it turns into a murder fest. So it's fun. It's not. I probably won't watch it a second time, but it was worth watching. Early this morning, I watched The Descent, which I remembered liking when I saw it 15 years ago. I forgot how good it is. So I didn't remember anything before them getting into the caves. I did not remember that there is a reason why our main character and one of the other characters hate each other. And I did not remember how tense it really is. It's a great job in those caves. They get the claustrophobia of it. They get the fear of it. I was very impressed. So I might actually have to pick up a Blu-ray of that soon. And I was going to watch The Descent 2. Well, I watched probably the first 15 minutes, but then my wife came in and said, "We're not watching this." So
that'll do it.
Yeah. So we watched My Favorite Brunette instead. So that was all exciting.
Y'all went to the theater too, yeah? You and Joey, right? Didn't you watch something there recently?
Barbarian. We saw Barbarian.
Incredible movie.
Two of us here have seen Barbarian. You guys have not seen Barbarian yet, right?
Nope.
No.
I have to say,
you went and saw.
I went and saw Smile. My wife and I went and saw that.
How was that? I need to see that maybe this week.
It was surprisingly awesome. Like I didn't watch the trailer or anything.
Yeah.
I just saw the the marketing that they were doing by like the girl going to the ball games and stuff and smiling.
Awesome advertising campaign.
Yeah. So I heard about it. I read about it. I didn't watch the trailer because I hate watching the trailer. But because they usually spoil too much. But yeah, it was really awesome. It was very creepy.
So I will not do anything to spoil Barbarian, A, because it's currently playing, and B, because two of you guys haven't seen it. But I 100% have to say that's the right way to see Barbarian. I didn't see the trailer. All I knew was it was about someone showing up at a Airbnb, and someone else was already there. That tells you zero about this movie. This movie has it's got two incredible twists in the plot. It's got a
great cast.
It's got a great cast.
Justin Long and Bill Skarsgård.
It doesn't give anything away to say that Richard Brake shows up, and I have to tell you, the minute you see Richard Brake, no matter what, you're like, oh shit, he's a bad guy. Doesn't matter what he's doing. Man can be buying eggs, and you're like, motherfuck, who's gonna die? Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it is really, really good.
Great movie.
Yeah, unexpected. So I had no idea what to expect going in, and it really delivered. I would suggest 100% seeing that movie. Cool. So you heard it here first, guys. I know no one else is telling you out there to see it, but we're telling you, see Barbarian.
And this podcast is sponsored by Barbarian.
So everybody here watched Bodies, or I like to call it Bodies times 3.
Well, before we get to that, I got a list of movies because you guys always give me shit about not watching movies. So I'm here to prove you guys wrong.
We'll talk about Bodies later.
So we're not going to skip ahead to that just yet.
I'm going to take a nap while he's.
But that is on the list. So,
right.
Recent movies I've watched. We'll start with my least favorite, which Josh was pretty sure I was absolutely going to love, but I actually, this was my least favorite, which was House.
You didn't like House?
The good thing it had going for it is it had George Wendt in it, which everybody knows from Cheers and several other movies. But it was just, it was very underwhelming. To me, it's a forgettable film that I will not watch again, but
when he chops up the weird lady with the axe, and it's,
I mean, it had some good kill scenes in it, but overall, it's just not a movie I'd watch again.
Is it the humor? Because I didn't care for that movie too much either. It's okay, but
it's just
I don't know who you people are.
The one movie on here which just completely surprised me because I went into this expecting 20 minutes into it I was going to shut it off. Casey's a huge Elvira fan. He loves Elvira, and I've never seen an Elvira movie. And he's talked about Mistress of the Dark quite a bit, so I picked that up at Vintage Stock, started it up last week, and like I said, I figured 20 minutes in I was going to shut it off. It was an absolutely fun movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved Elvira's spunky attitude in it, and she's incredibly hot. But yeah, and I'm not a follower. I think Cassandra Peterson's her name, and I don't really know anything else she was been in. But
she's been in Playboy.
Well, I want to check that out.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
But, and it got me interested because I was like, well, what other movies? But, talking to you guys, it doesn't really sound like any of the other Elvira movies are really, because I know there's a Elvira Haunted House.
Elvira's Haunted Hills.
Yeah, Haunted
Hills.
Hills.
It's a pun. Yeah. It's a double entendre. Haunted Hills.
Right.
But another movie,
it's okay. But
yeah, it's okay. I enjoyed it. I did. It's not as good as Mistress of the Dark.
Was a really fun, enjoyable movie. I came out surprised because I in the end I absolutely loved it. It was just so fun. Another movie it was a blind buy. The art looked cool. Was called Massacre at Central High. I think it came out in '76.
I almost bought that the other day.
It's awesome.
It didn't really have too much of a notable cast, but the one guy in it, Robert Carradine, which anybody who's seen Revenge of the Nerds knows him as Lewis from Revenge of the Nerds. And it was a okay movie. It wasn't really a horror movie or a slasher. It was more of a revenge movie. But it was pretty fun. And then just quick, some other movies, Ghost Stories I watch, which I don't know. I'm on the fence. The ending was a complete twist. Like, it was holy shit, but I think it was just one of those you have to watch it twice to see kind of what you missed. Tales of Halloween, which is an anthology that came out in 2015, just consists of 10 Halloween-themed stories. A very, very fun movie to watch. Black Friday is a really fun movie. That's one with Devon Sawa and Bruce Campbell in it. And
Devon Sawa.
Devon Sawa and Bruce Campbell, yeah.
A really fun movie. That's probably one I'd watch every year on Black Friday.
Hold on. So you brought that up. Follow Devon Sawa on Twitter. He beefs with Chucky constantly, and it is like the greatest thing.
I have to check that out. And then Sleepaway Camp, which I've seen before, but I rewatched it this past week. Just a great 80s horror movie. Like, it's just fantastic.
Love that movie.
The Funhouse, directed by Toby Hooper.
Mm-hmm. Toby Hooper.
He directed
Texas
Chainsaw Massacre, Poltergeist, Toolbox Murders. Didn't really have a cast of anybody that I know of, but that was a really fun movie. And then last one was Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. Great cast. You had like Martin Lawrence, Christian Slater, Steve Buscemi, Julianne Moore. Had William Hickey, who everybody knows as Lewis from Christmas Vacation. So, and then of course Bodies, 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 which you guys talked about. I finally watched it, and that is the movie we are all going to be talking about because holy shit. What a fucking movie that was.
So before we get deep into our analysis of Bodies, 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 or as the cool kids call it, Bodies times 3, I would like to give everyone a warning that we will be spoiling this movie. There will be spoilers. There will be spoilers in this, and we'll get to those spoilers right after this break to speak with our latest sponsor, Starfish Delight. Starfish Delight. When you feel like your starfish is a little too brown, Starfish Delight will bleach it up great.
Folks, we're the drunks versus the world.
The naysayers say that our feeling vibe is not conducive to a business partnership.
Cunts and runts.
And so I ask, what the fuck is?
Have I seen you before?
Maybe in a previous life.
Did you steal my Jello?
No.
We left it at the old folks' home.
At the old folks home during that gangbang?
During the gangbang.
Oh yeah, the gangbang. Yeah.
Yes. Never be the pivot man at a fucking old folks home gangbang.
We played pool, we lost I think, and then she stole some person's coat from the bar.
Oh, wow.
And then I decided to go with her to Walmart for all places, and she starts fucking taking clothes and stealing them and putting them in her purse and ripping off the fucking tags.
Is that where your life went wrong? You started hanging with a bad element?
Probably before that.
No. I suppose she'd still bitch at her boyfriend. The robot gets all the fun parts of the relationship.
Oh, but fuck that, dude.
Go to our website, drunksversustheworld.com. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can listen to us on Spotify, Anchor, Amazon, iTunes, and Good Pods, and wherever else you listen to podcasts.
Dude, that was kind of sick. We should actually start the
That
fucking
was
podcast.
pretty awesome. Fuck yeah, let's do that.
That was fucking totally unprompted. We just winged that shit.
Right?
We got to do it.
Absolutely.
We got to do it. Let's start this shit. And say hi to your moms for me.
Hello, and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the ad break. So,
And
it occurred
hold
to
on.
me...
So, this portion of the podcast is brought to you by Twix. That's all.
That one's not funny. Wait,
Twix with dicks.
Twix with dicks. Oh, my God. So while we were on break, something occurred to me. So we're doing this episode the normal way, but we'll also be putting it up on YouTube so you can look at our beautiful, beautiful faces. And so for people listening at home, there have been a couple of jokes that won't make sense if you're listening to the audio version. So let me fix it for you. So I am dressed as a Care Bear. I am wearing a green Care Bear onesie with a bear head hood. And Josh is currently dressed as a Holstein cow with steampunk goggles, because that makes sense. And then Casey is dressed as a guy who works in IT. And then Joey is
I'm just
actually
naked.
wearing a bustier and garter belt and thigh-high stockings. So
That's the reason I'm off camera.
yeah, that's what you guys have been missing.
That's hot.
So, yeah, the Holstein costume is hot. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's something about it. I mean, they have 4 boobs or 6. Wait, the cows have 4 or 6 boobs?
4.
I don't really care. I don't need to know that.
All right. We're back, and we are going to talk about Bodies times 3, and this is your obligatory spoiler warning. So before we get into the analysis, I'm going to give a quick breakdown of the plot of the movie. First of all, if you've seen any of the advertising for it, you know that it stars Pete Davidson, which is the reason I almost did not watch it. I don't know how anyone else feels about Pete Davidson. I think
My wife refuses to watch it just because of that.
Because of Pete Davidson. In tiny little bits on SNL, it was fine, but whenever they had him do something long or try to act, I found him insufferable. So that's the reason I almost didn't watch it. But I broke down. People said it was good. I wanted to find out if they were lying to me. So this movie is a whodunit slasher. It is very much the same sort of structure as And Then There Were None. So it is a group of mostly attractive, plus Pete Davidson, 20-something people who are all quite rich. It's during a hurricane, and they are in a remote mansion, which belongs to Pete Davidson's family. We actually have one person there who is neither 20-something nor rich. One of the young women has brought her new boyfriend, who we find out is a vet tech. So, he's a normal person who makes normal money. And also he's like 37? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he doesn't fit in. And then also not rich, one of the young women has brought her new girlfriend, who is, they keep calling her Russian, but the actress is actually Bulgarian, and I'm not sure if they wanted her to be Russian or Bulgarian. They want her to be Bulgarian, but everybody just assumes she's Russian because they're, it's Eastern Europe. It's all the same. We're Americans, that kind of thing. So they're there. They're having a party. They're playing games. There's a little tension between different people. The one girl has been kind of out of their sphere for a while because she went off to rehab to get clean, and she came back, and they weren't necessarily expecting her to show up at the party. There's some anger with her for having gone away from them and gotten clean. They clearly don't want to help her in her journey to maintain sobriety because everyone drinks and snorts coke in front of her. They play the game, Bodies, 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 which if you're familiar with the game, it's very much like Secret Hitler or other games like that. One person is a murderer and everyone else is not, and you sneak around the house. If you try not to be seen by anyone. If you're the murderer, when you come across someone, you touch them, they play dead, and then when you come across the dead body, you yell Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Everybody comes together, and you try to figure out who the killer was. That's the game, and these people are such good friends that playing this innocuous game leads to a fight, and everybody ends up splitting up, and a little bit later, we find Pete Davidson dead with his throat cut, and paranoia and backbiting ensues as we with the characters are trying to work out who the killer is among them. One of my favorite things about this character-wise is it's not so if you're familiar with And Then There Are None, part of the deal there is everyone's in a remote mansion on an island with no bridge, no way on or off the island until the boat comes in a couple of days. So the killer is among you in that. But even though it is during the hurricane and they are somewhat remote, there's still no suggestion that there couldn't be someone else, but none of them jump to, oh my God, a stranger has come in and killed our friend. They're all immediately, which one of you are the killer? So we can tell that they're very close and really love each other and trust each other. And then, the bodies start hitting the floor, and it ends up with only 2 survivors, the girl who got back from rehab and her Bulgarian girlfriend, and they're having a fighting over a cell phone. It gets thrown. They fight, digging around in the mud for it. They find it, but it's not the right phone. And this is the big spoiler, when they open the phone up, it's Pete Davidson's phone, and there's a video of him fucking around with a saber trying to open a champagne bottle, which we saw the older guy do at the beginning of the film, in what might be the first instance of Chekhov's saber. We see that Pete Davidson sliced his own throat accidentally and killed himself, and I honestly fell on the floor laughing. So that's the breakdown, guys. What do we think? What do we love? What do we hate? What's our analysis of this?
The movie is definitely on par, same level as Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
I don't know. So while I agree quality-wise, it did not have as many laugh-out-loud moments for me.
Comedy-wise, it's not. But
yeah,
just
but
the whole
quality-wise, yeah.
plot twist that's kind of just based on misunderstanding. It's not the reality of what was going on.
Yeah.
But it's just the paranoia that they developed in their head of what they thought was going on, that somebody was killing all these people when actually that was not the case.
What'd you guys think? Josh?
Yeah, oh, sorry. I'll hop in first.
All right.
I liked it. I don't know if I liked it as much as you guys seem to like it, but the ending was hilarious.
Yeah.
That was incredible. The Lee Pace guy, the guy playing Greg, the older guy,
yeah.
I really like him from *Halt and Catch Fire*. I don't know if you guys have seen that
No.
TV series. But I think they tried to make it look like he was probably the killer, just because he was older, he didn't really belong, and then he said, early on he said he's going to go up and go to bed, so that kind of, made him kind of stand out as a possible killer. And then also the Bulgarian girl, the Russian girl B. I think that they. I thought that she was the killer. Like, I had no idea that twist was coming. I thought that really one of them was a killer, and I thought it was B because I know they caught her in some lies, and she was a little mysterious.
Okay, see, I was leaning toward her too, but what got me was she is inside the house and sees dying Pete Davidson through the window. So I couldn't figure out any way that she could have gotten out there to kill him and then back in before he was dead.
Well, movies can straight up lie to you, though. I mean,
what? Yeah.
The movie could have just lied to you and just said from her point of view or whatever.
No,
I mean,
true.
but I mean, it didn't go that way, of course. Yeah. But that's what I would have thought. I mean, because it still could have been her up until the very end.
Yeah, it was good. I thought it was going to be a little better, but I mean, it was a pretty solid movie. I would, definitely. I won't buy it probably right when it comes out, but I'd definitely pick it up on sale later on Blu-ray or 4K.
And who better to get their throat sliced open than Pete Davidson that we
honestly,
all hate?
We could use more movies where Pete Davidson gets his throat cut. I mean,
that's the only role he needs in movies is getting killed.
That might be why they hired him.
Yeah, exactly. So, Josh, all right. So, Joey and I are both very high on this movie. Casey's like above mid-level, but not super high, right? Josh, where do you come down?
I'm probably, I'd say a little bit above Casey, but below you guys. Right. It's not quite as like awesome, but I keep thinking about that ending, so it just kind of pushes it up to the top for me. But yeah, like Casey said, I really like Lee Pace. I haven't seen *Halt and Catch Fire*, but *Pushing Daisies* is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah. I forgot he was in that.
When I saw he was in here, I was like, oh, this is great. And then he was in it for 30 seconds, so it wasn't all that great. But it was good to have a little bit of star power in there. But, I went back and forth. I was like, the killer's going to be this, it's going to be that. Was completely surprised by the ending. And it's just, sorry to everybody that hasn't seen it, you're fucked. But it was just a really good twist.
I felt like the mystery aspect was playing fair with us. You felt like you are getting... You felt like you might be able to sort it out if you're paying attention to the clues, and it felt like it was playing fair, and then it pulled the rug out from under you. But it really did play fair because none of those clues were actually leading toward a killer. They were just leading toward these people don't fucking like each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I personally, I saw this movie as a pretty clever critique of capitalism, of wealth in America. We see these people. The only two likable people in this are Lee Pace's character and the Bulgarian girl. The two poor people are the ones that seem like you actually have a reason to connect with them. And yeah, they kill Lee Pace off, but they kill him off in such honestly, a funny fucking way. The reason nobody trusts him, well, he's older and he's poor, so they don't like him. But also, she keeps saying that he's a vet, so they think he's a soldier and trained to kill. He's a veterinary technician. Yeah. I thought it was clever. I thought it was very funny. I thought the ending was just
yeah, that ending was just fucking hilarious.
Yeah, the ending absolutely made that movie for me. It did.
It was just like an oh shit moment for for those girls.
The one I've forgotten the character name and I don't know the actress name, but she is in Shiva Baby.
I was going to mention her. Yeah, she's awesome. She's her name is Rachel Sennett. She plays Alice. But yeah, that's the only other movie I've seen her in was the Shiva Baby or Shiva Baby, however you pronounce it. But hilarious movie. Yeah. But I liked her. Like her character was annoying, but I liked her just because I liked the actress.
Yeah. Well, so it was a solid performance. Yeah. I mean, she did that annoying girl really well. There wasn't a bad performance in the movie, I didn't think.
No, yeah, I would agree. They all did great.
And I love the absolute.
Yeah, he did. He played a dumbass perfectly.
Yeah, he did exactly what he needed to do.
Yeah, you were all right with him dying, but he was good at doing it.
Yeah.
He was excellent at dying.
So one of my favorite things, theme wise in the movie, is exactly what they're doing. Normally this sort of film, people are called together for the reading of a will, or people have shown up in a place, accidentally. Somebody got lost or their car broke down, or, there's something like that traps people into this sort of situation for this sort of thing. Or with the classic Friday the 13th, everybody's there because they're getting the summer camp ready, right? But in this, the people are there because they're having a party in the middle of a fucking hurricane, because that's the kind of stupid shit rich people do. When normal people are either trying to get to a shelter or flee the state, they're like, fuck it, let's snort coke. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This, I think the reason I didn't like it as much as I thought I was, because I think from the trailer I thought it was going to be like a slasher film.
Yeah.
So I didn't, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Yeah. But like I said, I still liked it pretty well.
Well, it is still slasher light, though, I think.
It is slasher light, yeah. But I do think that they maybe misled a bunch of people with that, because I'm just scrolling through the reviews on IMDb, and there's a ton of people that don't like it for some
of the same
A24.
Reasons. Of course they misled you.
Well, yeah. That's true.
You want to talk about Lamb?
No, I don't.
They told me it was a horror movie, and it was a touching family drama with a anthropomorphic man goat. Sheep.
I don't think Casey cares.
Yeah,
no,
that movie is amazing. Joey, do you like Lamb?
Oh, I fucking love it.
Yeah, have you seen it?
No.
Yeah. See, but here's the deal.
Tastes good.
This doesn't work this time because Joey watched movies. He's seen the one we're discussing.
And you're just going to skip right over it.
Am I having a stroke? Is this the continuation of the stroke I was having last time?
Pretty much.
Oh, God, I died, and this is the afterlife.
And in the afterlife, I watch movies.
That makes sense. I feel like that's what I'd do in the afterlife. So anybody have any final thoughts about Bodies times 3?
Thoroughly enjoyed it. I will most likely be getting that on Blu-ray.
See, I think I'll pick it up. Yeah.
I definitely recommend anybody give it a shot. It's pretty good.
Josh?
Yeah, even with the stupid fucking spoilers that we just gave you, it's worth watching. It's just, just seeing how everything plays out and just watching people turn on each other, it's just classic fun.
It's been out long enough now. It's fair to spoil, and we gave the warning.
There is that. Yeah.
I'm burning up, guys. This Care Bear thing is killing me at this point.
And at this point, Nate is taking his clothes off.
I'm just stripping down the top of my Care Bear costume because it's hot.
The man boobs are about to make an appearance.
I'm wearing a T-shirt. Oh yeah, my existential dread T-shirt. Yeah. All right, guys. So that's let the bodies hit the floor. Anything else we want to go over this week? Anything we want?
Hey, we're just hair under 2 weeks away from Halloween Kills.
Oh yeah, Halloween Kills is coming.
Yep.
If you're a longtime listener of the show, you might already know what happens.
Another movie that looks really good. I can't think of the name of it. It's that Winnie the Pooh horror movie that's going to be
Blood and Honey.
Blood and Honey.
Yeah.
Blood and Honey.
I cannot wait for that.
Oh God, I have an erection just thinking about it.
And then there's another
Oh, I know. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be the worst movie I ever watched twice in a row.
There's another anthology that's set to be released. It's a video on demand called Symphony. And I think it's set to be released October 10th, maybe. That looked pretty good. S-I-N, not C-I-N, or S-Y-N, but yeah, Symphony. And I watched the trailer, and it actually looks pretty cool.
Not heard of that one yet. Oh, shit, I almost forgot. The new Dario Argento film. I didn't get to enjoy this because I was working, but last night out of nowhere, Shudder showed it. Dark Glasses. Apparently, it actually crashed their servers at one point.
Like the whole thing? Like they played the whole movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And I don't think it's up on the service to watch. I think it was like a one-time sneak peek. Yeah. So
nice. Yeah, that's happened before with when Joe Bob came back with the last drive-in show. I think at least the first time or two, it completely crashed Shudder and nobody could get in. So it's not unheard of.
Yeah.
But,
well,
I haven't watched it because I thought it was. I didn't realize it's Italian audio, right? It's not dubbed.
Yeah, I assume so. Yeah.
I have I do watch non-English stuff, but it takes me. I got to be in the right mindset to sit there and read the subtitles. So I'll get to it eventually because it does look cool.
So speaking of Argento, I just picked up Inferno, which is one of the Argento films I have not seen, and Broken Matrix again. Driving over here tonight, one of the podcasts I listened to, Faculty of Horror, I was listening to an old episode about witchcraft, and they started talking about Inferno. Is it a sequel to Suspiria?
I actually haven't watched Inferno either. It's one I would definitely blind by because I've heard it's one of his best. But yeah, I haven't watched it either, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I thought there's a trilogy, like the Suspiria, and then there was Inferno, and then there's a some more recent one, like from the 90s or something. Like the Three Mothers is the name of it.
Yeah, it's the three. Yeah. That's what made me think this was because they're talking about it and they're like, and then the Three Mothers in this. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? Suspiria?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Mother of Tears from 2007.
Okay.
That's the third one. I haven't seen either one of those two. I've seen Suspiria, but
I'll be watching Inferno tomorrow, I think. So yeah. So then I'll have to find Mother of Tears. We'll have to do all the Argento stuff. We should do an Argento episode at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure Joey would love that since he loves Giallo.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic.
You can watch Tenebrae dubbed.
Yeah, Tenebrae's awesome.
He could do Phenomena too.
Yeah. Oh, God,
man,
he might actually like that. That's fucking weird. It's got Donald Pleasance.
Oh, you can't go wrong with Donald
Yeah.
Pleasance.
Jennifer Connelly.
That shit.
Yeah, Jennifer Connelly.
I would probably give that a try just based on those two alone.
Yeah. All right, so a little business. So we have a Patreon. So you can go out to Patreon and search for Bloodfest the Podcast or Bloodfest Podcast, and you'll find us there. There are different tiers at which you can support us, and honestly, we set it up so be ready if we ever have enough of a following, someone might want to send us a buck or two. And holy fuck, we have patrons. So I want to give a little shout out and thank you to our patrons. First, hold on, because I don't want to fuck it up. Hold on, let me pull it up.
You already did by not remembering them.
No, I know them. I don't want to say. Just hold on. You'll understand. Understand.
I will never understand.
Okay. At the $1 friend level, this is the level at which you get the joy of knowing that we're friends and that you don't let friends starve to death. We have our very first patron, Bear Charger. Now, I happen to know who this person is. I'm giving them their screen name shout out. I will find out later if subsequently they want their real name on the show. Bear Charger is actually one of our biggest fans. If you follow us on Twitter, where you can find us, you will see him interacting with us a lot. He retweets all of our announcements and stuff. He's a big fan, and we absolutely love him. Thank you, Bear Charger. And if you ever want to change your screen name to something that you want to advertise, that's a way to get free advertising on the show. All 5 people who are now listening will hear your ad.
And you know who's not on that list? Frank. Fuck Frank.
Frank isn't giving us money because he doesn't have American money. The man is Bulgarian.
We still accept Bulgarian
Or is he Russian?
money.
It's all the
He
same.
grew up in a land without joy. All right, and then...
So did we.
And then, well, that's true. Then, our next patron at the Voorhees level, that's the next level up from friend. We have many levels. You can look. There's a level for everyone out there. Is Raj Jawa. Now, Raj, if I am saying your name wrong, I apologize. And if you want to tell me how to say it correctly, because I'm an idiot, shoot us an email at bloodfestpodcast@gmail.com. See how I did that, guys? I told you that I'd remember
That was
the email
amazing.
address. Yes, we have an email address. It's bloodfestpodcast@gmail.com. That's bloodfestpodcast@gmail.com. You can send us a message. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you hate. Send us a death threat. Send us nudes. Ask us for nudes. Joey, don't send unless they ask. Suggest a movie or topic we should discuss. Whatever you want. Send us an email at bloodfestpodcast.com. We'd love to hear from you. So if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, give us a 5-star review if you want to help us out. Be sure to like, follow, share, what have you. If you're looking at us on the tubes of you, also, man, hit that thumbs up if you would. If you want to subscribe, that helps us a lot. Honestly, just subscribing helps more than anything else, even if you're not actually going to watch the videos when they pop up. You can find us on the Facebook and the Twitter, and we're going to have a TikTok if someone, Joey, ever makes a TikTok for us. So anyway, and also check us out at www.bloodfestpodcast.com. That's www.bloodfestpodcast.com. That's W times 3, bloodfestpodcast.com. So, guys, anything else we want to say before we call it quits for the night?
I'm still working on our OnlyFans page.
Oh, shit, we do need an OnlyFans. Okay, that comes before TikTok. All right. Casey?
So in other words, no, nothing.
Nothing.
Nope, all good here.
Josh, any final words?
No, I got nothing. Next week I'll try and wrap up that A24 thing because I finally finished it today.
All right. So
that'll take a
be
few
ready for
minutes.
the
So
all right.
yeah. Well,
Also,
I'll give my final thoughts and what order I actually think those movies are in.
So also next week we're going to discuss. I haven't discussed this with you guys, but I know 2 of you have seen it. We're going to discuss natural enemies because I have things that I need to say about natural enemies, and they're not pretty things, but I need to get them out. I need to get them out before they grow in me like a cancer. So, guys,
that's an awfully dark film.
Yeah, guys, get ready for the discussion of something dark, much darker than Bodies. So, all right, I want to thank everybody for listening to us tonight. Listen, we love you. So why don't you love us? Good night.